Okay, one moment, please. Okay, very well. So we start then. The last class, we started the last unit of the level, and we're going to continue checking then this vocabulary. Okay, very well. So it's vocabulary related to goals, metas, and achievements, logros. So here, let me, 1 second, share my screen. Very well. So guys, we check this vocabulary. We're going to read the sentences, and please help me complete with the core vocabulary. Please help us read the first one, number 1, Osvaldo.
Yes, teacher. Number 1, you ran 5 kilometers last week and 10 kilometers this week. That's real progress.
Very well. So is the word progress. Excellent. The opposite of progress, that would be the word regress. Regress is the opposite of progress. So that means when you, instead of moving on 1 step forward, you're going back step backward. That's when you regress. Very well. So the check number 2, please, Emmanuel, can you read and choose any of these vocabulary, deal with or achieved? Or maybe Lisbeth, please, can you read number 2?
My father deal with, achieved something no one in his family had done before. He went to college and became a doctor.
Good. So the first one is dealt with and achieved. So which one do you choose?
Achieve.
Achieved. Excellent. My father achieved. Logró algo que nadie en la familia había logrado. Very well. Okay, please, can you help us, Itzel, with the next one, please? Number 3.
Three, your commitment performance on this test was incredible. You got 100% right.
Excellent. So what is that? Commitment or performance?
Performance.
Performance. Excellent. Your performance. Tu desempeño fue increíble. Please, Cesar, number 4.
Yes, this class isn't easy. It will challenge you to work harder than you ever worked before.
Excellent. So here challenge is like a verb, like desafiar, right? Very well. And number 5, please, Laura, can you help us?
Five.
Yes, please.
Okay. Bianca didn't study for the chemistry test. Chemistry test, so she had to face the consequence about the grade.
Excellent. Very well. Face is to pass a difficult situation. Very well. Okay, good. Emmanuel, can you please help us with the last one, number 6?
And me, teacher?
Yes, please. Number 6.
My goal here in life isn't to be rich or famous. I just want to be good at what I do.
Very well. So my goal, very well. Goal in life, very well. So it is the vocabulary that we learn that is related to achievements. All right, very well. So I would like to show you the next video. It's from a YouTube channel that I really like, and I recommend that you check it, that you give it a look. It's the TED Talks. We're going to check this about success. What is success? And well, here we have this talk from this expert. I'll show it to you.
I was born a twin. And growing up, I had a lot in common with my twin sister. But when we were kids, we took the I was born a twin. And growing up, I had a lot in common with my twin sister. But when we were kids, we took the standardized IQ test. And they told me, "You're not the smart one." I was surprised because genetically we were the same. I don't know if that test was correct. And I don't care. Because at an early age, I decided I was going to control my destiny, and I was determined to be successful. My teachers said that in order to be successful, I had to excel at the 3 R's: reading, writing, and arithmetic. Only later did I learn that only one of those actually started with an R. There was one other R that that I needed in order to be successful. And it's not what you think, but it's what all of the successful people I know have. And it's what I had after I was broke, unemployed, and devastated at 23 to being more successful than I could ever have imagined. And the fourth R is called resilience. Resilience is such a key part of being successful. You don't need to be the smartest, you don't need to be the hardest working, and you don't need to have the highest IQ. Have you ever failed? In school, in work, in business? Well, if you have, great, because you are one step closer, because failure is essential to mastering resilience. I was watching an episode of The Biggest Loser recently, and it reminded me of my dad. Not because my dad's trying to lose weight on TV for money, but because early on, when I was a kid, he used to ask me, Kim, what's the worst thing that happened to you today? That's kind of a weird thing to ask. But he did it for a purpose. He was building my resilience. He was making me stronger. So I'd tell him the worst thing that had happened to me that day. You'll never believe it, Dad. Wait till you hear this. And recently I called him, and I told him, Dad, you'll never believe what happened to me today. We won a big contract. But one of my key engineers had left. How was I going to build it? I was actually proud of myself. There's no way he could top that. He said, Kimmy, I'm so glad you called me. One of my companies can't make payroll, and I was going to call you for a loan. What? He won that, and I was a loser. What my dad taught me early on is that failure hurts badly. But when you get knocked down, you have to get up again and keep going. I had my worst failure at age 23, right after I graduated from Pepperdine. I went to work for a hot internet startup in Los Angeles. It was a job of my dreams. I called all of my friends. I said, I'm going to be a dot-com millionaire. You guys need to come work with me. We can all be millionaires. What could go wrong? It was right after Yahoo had gone public, and I was confident Yahoo would be the biggest search engine forever. It was like being on a rocket ship. But unfortunately, that rocket ship crashed, and I was devastated. In an instant, someone had erased my career, my identity, and my future. I had to lay off all of my friends. And eventually I was laid off too. I couldn't believe it. I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't have anyone to call because my friends who I'd promised to become dot-com millionaires now were actually broke. Not even a Hallmark card can help that. I was broke, unemployed, and devastated. The average 23-year-old is only one of these things, and I was all three. I wanted to go home, go to bed, pull the covers over my head, and have an affair with Ben and Jerry. I had hit rock bottom. And I also hit the bottom of the pint of Rocky Road. And at that moment, I realized I needed to get up. I had to keep going. I believed in the internet, and I believed in the opportunity. There was only one problem. I was broke. My track record of bankruptcy made it hard for anyone who wanted to lend me money. The economy had crashed, so I called the one person I thought could give me more flexible terms on a loan, my 80-year-old grandma. I said, Grandma, I've got an amazing investment opportunity for you in the internet. She said, Kimmy, what's an internet? I tried to explain to her what the internet was, but it It was a little bit hard for her to grasp. So I think it turned out well for me because she gave me the loan anyway. She made a bet. So with $10,000 from my grandma, I bought a computer, a business license, and a one-way ticket to Hawaii. Sounds beautiful. It was. It sounded like a perfect opportunity. Everyone says, poor you had to go to Hawaii. But the reality is, I went there because I could live rent-free with my boyfriend. And I spent the next 3 years working from his kitchen table. I didn't learn the hula. I didn't learn to surf. Actually, did I forget to mention, this was the reality. His sister and her best friend actually lived with us, and 10 every day, they would blare MTV and smoke weed. They were hotboxing my office. It was very, very hard to concentrate, and not the most ideal startup environment. And it was at this kitchen table that I took control of my future and my destiny. After 5 years, the company had grown to $100 million, which I sold in 2008 and sold again in 2014 for $235 million. It was at this time that I learned resilience, and that resilience was a muscle that you could strengthen and build. But in 2014, that muscle was about to be tested to its breaking point. This is a story I've never shared publicly until now. It just hurt too much. 5 years ago, when I was looking to sell my company, I put a Post-it on my bathroom mirror. Said the date, June, said the potential acquirer, and had my vision there so I could see it every day. What I also had next to that vision was a picture of the ultrasound of my twins. I was so excited. I couldn't believe it. I had tried for nearly 6 years. I was trying to get pregnant, and it just didn't happen. We did everything. Having a family was a dream I wanted and the gift I wanted my entire life, but nothing worked. IVF, the doctors, we didn't know. I would have traded all of my business success to have a baby. So we decided to get a surrogate. And 6 years later, it worked. We got the news we were having twins. And being a twin, I was over the moon. I couldn't believe it. This was the best news I'd ever heard. And we weren't going to tell anyone till at least the second trimester. We'd been on a roller coaster during the pregnancy trying to get pregnant, and we just didn't want to jinx it. It was nerve-wracking. And plus, I had this big deal I was working on to occupy my mind. It was the perfect plan. I would sell the company in June, and the babies would come in August. But life never goes according to plan. I'd been training my whole life. I'd built my resilience muscle. But on May 5th, 2014, the best and worst day of my life, I got a call from the doctor. They said, Kim, your babies have an infection, and they're going to be delivered. It was 24 weeks, 4 months early. Did you know the #1 cause of newborn death is prematurity? And that's anything under 37 weeks. We were at 24. The doctor said there was a 50-50 chance they would even survive. I felt so helpless and so powerless. It wasn't until even a couple weeks ago that I could even look at a picture. I had to call my family and ask them to send this to share with you. When our twins were born, we didn't get a hold of them. They weighed less than a pound, and they were whisked away to the newborn intensive care unit. My husband and I did not know what we were going to do. The first time that we were even able to touch them was through the hands of an incubator. My husband could put his ring on the wrist of my son, and it would dangle like a bracelet. My son's brain was bleeding, and my daughter had a hole in her heart. Every day, we did not think they were going to survive. My company, there was hundreds of lives depending on me to close the deal. And in the hospital, there was 2 children fighting for their lives. That picture was a vivid memory, a vivid nightmare that I never wanted to look at, never wanted to relive. Our twins taught us what it meant to be strong and resilient. Weeks went by, and my daughter had a successful heart surgery. And my son's brain stopped bleeding before it impacted him. They showed us true strength. And day by day, they got stronger. 4.5 months later, we finally got to take them home. Before that day, if someone had asked me what success looks like, I would have said this: yes, we closed the deal, and we sold for nearly $250 million. But today, if you ask me what success looks like, it looks like this. John and Elle taught us what true resilience looks like. So if you fail, learn from it. And if you fall, get back up. And if it feels impossible, keep going. That is the secret to success. Thank you.
So, well, I really like these TED Talks. They are, you can even find on Spotify. You have the, what are they called, podcasts. So you can check some of the podcasts from TED Talks. And this was like success, but there are psychological topics that are engineering. You have science, everything. You can find it there. They're very interesting. People who, the speakers, los conferencistas, the TED Talks, they get prepared for at least 3 months. They need to get prepared at least 3 months before they can give the talk. And they are experts. They are people that know what they're talking about. This case, this girl, Kim Pearl, she's a businesswoman, right? But yeah, you can see we are talking about also to be resilient, right? That's one of the qualities she talks, the resilience. And yeah, so did you guys, according to the video, what were some of the challenges that Kim, this woman, had to face? What were some difficult challenges she had to face? Well, just tell me one challenge. What is one challenge she had to face?
Decía algo,
Mm-hmm.
no recuerdo si venían como enfermitos o nacieron un poco enfermos, ¿no?
Yes, they were premature. Mm-hmm. Prematuros, yes, that's correct.
Teacher,
Yes. Yes.
¿qué significa lo que puso en el chat? Resilience. ¿O cómo se pronuncia?
Resilience. Resiliente.
Residente.
Resiliente. resiliencia, es una cualidad. Have you ever heard about it? ¿Ya habías escuchado hablar acerca de ello? Ever
Yes,
heard
teacher.
talking about it? Do you know what resilient is?
Yes,
Yes,
teacher.
teacher.
And back.
So it's like an ability to overcome difficulties. No matter how difficult something is, you go there and you face it, you deal with it. Yes, so that is the resilience. So this woman was very resilient, right? Also especially for what happened to her twins, her children. Yes, and it's true. Like some people fail. They say the only moment you fail is when you stop trying. It's like, come on. If you never stop trying, for example, let's talk about English. Maybe you are not the best now, but if you keep trying, isn't it illogical to think that you will never get fluent? If you keep going, if you keep studying, if you keep on your goal, then you will be able to achieve what you are looking for, right? There is a fluency. So yes, it's very interesting. So we check, right, this some of these failures of the woman. Sometimes we take wrong decisions, maybe because you don't know, or maybe because you simply thought something was that something was the correct thing to do, but it wasn't. Okay, very well. So here what we're going to do is to review this part of the reflexive pronouns. Okay, so in the reflexive pronouns, we substitute when the object of the sentence is the same subject. Okay, here, for example, we have the sentence. It says, nobody in the group had time to work on the presentation except Adrienne and Stephanie. Entonces, nadie hizo la presentación, solamente Adrienne y Stephanie. They worked on it by themselves. Ellos lo hicieron por sí mismos. Utilizamos by para decir que alguien lo hizo por su cuenta. You can say by myself, por mi propia cuenta, by yourself. Okay. Very well. You can also say, you can use the expression also by myself or by yourself when you are alone, cuando estás solo. For example, you can tell someone, I'm by myself. Estoy solo. I'm by myself. Okay, so let's check number 2. Here it says, he didn't have help writing his essays for school. Ok, entonces nadie le ayudó a hacer su tarea. Por lo tanto, ¿cómo diríamos? Él lo hizo solito. He did it.
He did by
By herself.
By himself, because it's he, the pronoun in this case. So he did it by himself. Very well, lo hizo solo. Number 3, nobody helped Christina do the project. Christina, so Christina did it.
By herself.
By herself. Okay, none of my friends wanted to study with me yesterday. I did it. By
myself.
Myself. My sister and I didn't do our exchange programs together. So we did it. By.
your word, no, ¿verdad? Us.
In this case, the pronoun is we.
Also,
Ourselves.
Us, no?
We say ourselves. Ourselves. Okay. 6. My best friend couldn't go shopping yesterday. So my best friend did it or went shopping by My best friend.
Himself.
Himself or herself, depending who is your best friend. Okay, very well. So these are the reflexive pronouns. Remember, it's myself, yourself, himself, herself, himself, itself, themselves. No está aquí, pero está themselves cuando lo hacen ellos mismos, ourselves. These are the reflexive pronouns. Okay, now we have okay. Okay, I have another topic that we need to check during this unit is the causative. Okay, so what is the causative? The causative, it can be kind of confusing by the definition, okay? So it says it's when someone else does something for you, okay, and you don't do it. So in English, we have a way to say that you did an activity without you doing it. Tú causaste cierta acción, pero tú no la realizaste, sino alguien más lo hizo por ti. Okay, this is the causative. And the way we do it, in this case, okay, we can use the verb have or get. So in this case, you saw that. Okay, one moment, we will write here. We have three different kinds of causative. We have the causative when you do something, when someone does something for you, but you don't mention who does it. No mencionas quién lo hizo. Okay, so in this case, you would only use the verb get or have. No hay ninguna diferencia. Y vas a utilizar el verbo en pasado participio. For example, here it says, Lauren is getting her knee examined now. Okay. Entonces, lo que quiere decir, Lauren se fue a revisar su rodilla. Ok. Entonces, para decir que ella no fue quien revisó su rodilla, porque ella no es doctora, pero ella se fue a revisar. Entonces, esto muy probablemente un doctor. Ok. Esto es el causativo. Cuando nosotros, alguien más realiza algo por nosotros, pero finalmente nosotros somos los sujetos. Es decir, tú causas el que otra persona realice esa acción por ti. Por eso es causativo. Okay, so you can use get or you can use have. It doesn't matter. Aquí puedo cambiar getting y poner having y sería lo mismo. Ok, entonces es una oración que no se puede quizá traducir de forma directa porque no sería. Lauren está teniendo su rodilla examinada, que sí puede tener un poco de sentido, pero más bien hay que verlo por ese lado de ella le están checando la rodilla, alguien más. Okay. This case, Jennifer had a cake, so she didn't make it. Alguien más lo hizo. Entonces, si yo quisiera decir que ella lo hizo, sería Jennifer made a cake. Jennifer hizo un pastel. Pero como ella no lo hizo, sino lo mandó a hacer, sería Jennifer had a cake y el verbo make en pasado participio sería made. Jennifer had a cake made for her friend. Y de esta manera estamos diciendo que Jennifer mandó a hacer un pastel para su amiga. Okay, so without the causative, you simply say Jennifer made a cake. So she did it herself. Okay. Okay, very well. Muy bien, aquí tenemos el siguiente. David needs to get his camera. So, aquí sería fix, el verbo fix. Si David repara su cámara, entonces diríamos David needs to fix his camera. But he can't do it because he's not a professional. Entonces tiene que contratar a un profesional y entonces diríamos David needs to get his camera fixed. Y esto significaría David necesita mandar a reparar su cámara. Entonces, este es el causativo para decir, él no la repara a alguien más. ¿Ok? The next one is Logan will have his eyes. No se puede revisar un problema de la vista él solo, entonces alguien más lo hará. Entonces, yes, Logan will have his eyes checked. El verbo siempre va en pasado participio con la terminación ed, or if it's an irregular verb, then you need to check your list of irregular verbs. But it would be like this. Logan will have his eyes checked. Como se los va a mandar a checar, a revisar. Okay? So this is the causative. Think about the example of this woman. Okay? So she was talking about some of her problems, some of her circumstances. Okay. And, okay, she says something that she had to ask for a loan. Ok. Entonces, digamos, ella no consiguió el dinero. Ella le pidió el préstamo a su abuela para poder emprender y irse a Hawái, right? So we would say, she had some money raised. She had some money raised. Aquí podríamos utilizar el by, ¿no? Por ejemplo, by her grandma, para decir que ella obtuvo algo de dinero de su abuela. Cuando yo digo, si yo dijera en la oración, she raised some money, quiere decir que ella trabajó, ella obtuvo ese dinero y lo guardó. Eso significa el verbo raise. When you say she had some money raised, significa que ella no lo hizo, sino que alguien más lo hizo por ella y se lo prestó. Okay. Another thing, right? She had a problem with her twins. She couldn't have, the babies had a problem, so they were premature. Estaban prematuros los bebés, right? So she got a doctor. She got a doctor. Checked, she got her, I don't know, we could say, her babies checked. Ella, no es que ella pudiera revisar a sus bebés, sino que lo tuvo que hacer alguien más. Entonces digo esto como she got, sería como ella mandó a que se le revisaran sus bebés en su vientre. ¿Ok? Entonces, este es el causativo. Este es el tema del causativo. So, what are the two things that you need? You need to use the verb have or get. Tenemos que utilizar ya sea el verbo have o el verbo get. Y después necesitamos un verbo en pasado participio. This is a causative when you don't mention who is doing it for you. ¿Ok? Tenemos en inglés, hay tres tipos de causativo. Aquí en el libro solo se maneja uno. Pero en realidad el causativo tiene tres formas. Okay, 1 second. And let's open your notes. Okay, so it's the causative. So there are three forms for the causative. El primero ya lo mencionamos. Is causative, like we could say type 1. This is, you don't mention who does it for you. Cuando no mencionas quién hace esa actividad por ti. Ok, aquí pondríamos otro ejemplo. Yo puedo lavar mi carro. ¿Cómo dirías en inglés eso? Yo lavo mi carro. How can you say that?
I wash my car.
Very well. I wash my car. But Imagine I don't want to do it myself. I don't want to do it by myself. So I have to send the car so they can wash it. Entonces, si quieres decir mandar a lavar el carro porque tú no lo vas a lavar, sino que lo vas a llevar a un autolavado, dirías, I have my car washed. Yo mando a lavar el carro, es decir, yo no lavo el carro, alguien más lo hace. Puedes utilizar have o el verbo get. I get my car washed. Quiere decir que yo lo mando a lavar. Al estar en
Teacher,
presente, es una rutina, algo que se hace con cierta frecuencia. Yes.
entonces have y get los vamos a utilizar de igual forma, ¿no hay alguna condición?
No hay ninguna condición, se utilizan igual.
Ok.
Ujú. Lo puedo poner en pasado. Si tú no lo quieres utilizar en presente simple, puede ser en pasado. I had or got my car washed. Quiere decir, mandé a que me lavaran el auto. I will get my car washed. Mandaré a que laven el carro. Entonces, aquí lo único que va a cambiar es la forma de have o de get, dependiendo del tiempo en el que tú quieras la oración. Puede ser presente, I have, puede ser pasado, I had or I got, o puede ser el futuro, I will get, I will have my car washed. ¿Ok? Así podemos manejar el causativo, puede ser para cualquier tiempo. Cuando tú no eres el que hace la acción, sino alguien más. Pero en el causativo de tipo 1 no mencionamos quién lo hace. Entonces, el causativo de tipo 2, ese sí vamos a mencionar quién lo hace. Vamos a revisar cómo se hace el causativo, que es más fácil del tipo 2. So, causative type 2, you mention who does it for you. Aquí mencionas al profesional, a la persona, al amigo que te hace un favor para hacer algo. Entonces, aquí ya mencionas a esta persona. I don't know, for example, my friend. Vamos a poner esta oración que no está en causativo. My friend washed my car for me. I told my friend to wash my car. Le dije a mi amigo que lavara mi carro. Mi amigo lavó mi carro por mí. ¿Ok? Entonces, como tú no lo hiciste y tu amigo se ofreció a lavarlo, entonces aquí este tipo de causativo se formularía de la siguiente forma. So you would say, I have my car washed. Perdón, I have my friend wash my car. Aquí cambiamos un poco la estructura. Aquí vamos a utilizar have, or también puede ser get. You use the person, la persona que lo hace por ti, y el verbo, pero ahora va en forma base, en base form. Esto es importante porque en el anterior el verbo va en pasado participio y aquí no. Aquí va en forma base. ¿Ok? Entonces si dices, I have my friend wash my car, esto quiere decir, yo hice que mi amigo me lavara mi carro o mandé a lavar el carro con mi amigo. I have my friend wash my car. Pero eso está en presente. Si lo quieres poner en pasado sería had. I had my friend or I got my friend wash my car. Pero como ven el verbo ahora está en forma base. Ese es el causativo de tipo 2. Ok. Another. I got my tooth checked. Fui a que me revisaran el diente. Bueno, si quieres mencionar que el doctor lo hizo, el dentista. I got the dentist check my tooth. Fui con el dentista a que me revisara el diente. I got or I had the dentist check my tooth. Hasta el momento aquí alguna pregunta con el causativo de tipo 1 o de tipo 2. En el primero no se menciona quién lo hace, pero ya se entiende que alguien más lo hace por ti. Y aquí estás diciendo quién es el que hace esa acción por ti. Any questions?
No,
Ok. Pues ya por último queda el causativo de tipo 3. So the causative type 3 is you mention who does it for you. Se menciona quién lo hace por ti, pero esta vez suena como una obligación. Obligation. Si la persona no es que lo haga como tan de buena gana. Por ejemplo, suele ser cuando alguien con autoridad lo ordena. Por ejemplo, un padre. Entonces, my son washed my car for me. Mi hijo me lavó el carro. Entonces, ¿cómo podríamos decir eso y aparte agregar que el hijo no está contento? Entonces dirías, I had my son to wash my car. Y ahora se agrega el verbo, el to, antes del verbo para que sea infinitivo. Y de esta manera, a diferencia del causativo de tipo 2, aquí estás diciendo que lo obligaste. So, I had my son to wash my car. Hice que mi hijo me lavara el auto. I had the students to do 4 pages of homework. Hice que los alumnos hicieran 4 páginas de tarea. ¿Ok? Aunque bueno, aquí no es como que ellos tengan que hacer la tarea por mí. Okay, let's check another case.